fine is in many cases quite low. $500, $1,000. A lot of employers will be slapped with a fine like that and they'll simply ignore it. That's construction. You notice there's only one fine here that gets anywhere up here the $10,000 category. Here again, cranes and derricks, a very potentially dangerous area. A lot of low fines, the kind of fines that employers would ignore. Here's only one fine that's really substantial, that would really say you mean business. Now come over here to outdoor advertising. This is a field of endeavor that never harms anybody, and yet, of the, let's say, almost 10 fines here, every single one of them can reach up here to the $10,000 level. What this means is, and when I learned this, I was astounded, that for a single sign, you can have combined fines of over $100,000. Now again, as a local representative, I'm constantly frustrated trying to get the buildings department to come into my community and deal with developers and contractors who are doing things dangerous to the neighboring areas, the neighboring buildings, the neighboring residents. A lot of times I'm frustrated when I try to get that basic level of enforcement. But you put up a sign in New York City, they're all over you, and look what they can do. Up to $100,000 in fines per sign. Now, many of you, I'm sure, in the media are thinking, is this part of what appears to be an ongoing enforcement blitz by this administration to create revenue? You've heard incessant concern from council members and community boards about what's happening with parking violations. You're hearing it about sanitation violations. Well, once again, we see a pattern. The buildings department finding every opportunity to grab all the revenue possible. But talk about a victimless crime. You know, the crime here is someone put up an advertising sign to promote a product or a service and employ people in the process. Again, look here at this visual, just to give you an example. Here's one sign. These are real-life examples. This sign gets one type of sign can get a violation only $1,200. This sign doesn't look that different. Got 8 violations, or could get 8 violations over $100,000 in impact. Lastly, I want to say this. When representatives of the industry came to me and said, look, we're having a problem here. It's going to be hard for us to keep employing people under these conditions. I picked up the phone and I called the buildings department. I said, look, we can approach this legislatively or people could take you to court, but we'd rather meet with you. I said, let a group of council members and a group of folks in the industry come in and talk about the problem. Maybe we need to change the enforcement approach. Maybe we need to lessen some of these fines. I'm sure there's a reasonable solution. I talked to the buildings department at least 5 or 6 times asking for a meeting. And at the end of all those discussions, told they were not willing to meet with council members or representatives of the industry to see if they could fix this problem. Now, when you have an agency that won't even sit down and talk about a problem, it suggests to me that they know they're guilty, and it suggests it's a problem we all have to act on. I'm going to